Well, here we are. We're at our house. We're not fishing. We did do a little fishing earlier today, but it's hot. It is really hot. And when I got home, I grabbed the mail, and what do you know? We got a. Gee, I hope that's going to be right for you guys when you're looking at it. We got a new Monster Bass box from our August box. So super excited. Figured out what the heck, we'll go live. We'll check it out together. And this way you can kind of see what my thoughts are as soon as I get it. I mean, guys, I'm a noob when it comes to fishing, but I do have a lot of fun and I really enjoy getting these Monster Bass boxes. So I thought, why not? Let's get it open. Let me give you a better view of what we're doing here. All right, so let's get this open. And again, this is the August Monster Bass Box. And I thought it would be kind of cool if you can kind of see what I see as far as I open it and see my reaction. I will say one thing. The box, usually when I get these boxes and I'm being handed them from my wife, they're usually pretty, you hear a lot of stuff moving around. And this one, pretty much nothing. There's a little something. But usually we get a lot of rattles and stuff like that. So let's see what we got here. This is the Monster Bass Box. And we got a spin bait. Holy crap. We got a spinner bait. So that's a Monster Bass spinner bait. Looks like white and chartreuse. Pretty nice. Sorry about the glare. Anyway, yeah, it looks pretty good. They're pretty much run of the mill. Looks like it's got a nice keeper for if you can see there, it's got a nice keeper for our line. A lot of times with the spinner baits, especially with braided line, these key rings like to get tangled up. I'm sure if you watched a couple of my videos, you've seen me complain about it a million times. Anyway, looks like we've got some. I have no idea what these things are. Do you guys know what these are? They're called Thunderhawk grenades. Let's see here. So here's a couple of the different options that you have. You can Carolina rig them, free rig it, Texas rig it, put it on a jig trailer. I guess that means you can probably maybe even trailer or spinnerbait if you wanted to also. So that's not something I've ever used before. They seem very dainty. But let's see what else we got. So this is one of the frogs. This is looks like a BMB frog. I have been going crazy with the frogs, trying to be lucky enough to catch a few fish with it. They are difficult, really tough to catch fish with the frogs. I got a video coming out with that. A lot of fun to fish, and I get a ton of blowups, and that's pretty exciting. But man, they miss them. They just miss them. So we'll fish the frog for sure. That's a great summer bait. So happy with that. What else we got here? All right. And it looks like we got some. This is Vicious. Monster Bass must have something going on with Vicious because I'm seeing a lot of Vicious baits come in. And this will make for a great trailer, especially for our spinnerbait. So, yeah, that'll make a good trailer for that. Let's see what else we got. Now, these are very lifelike looking. These are Jerky J's. Jerky J's. They look kind of like little rainbow trout. A little swim bait. Hopefully, they're going to send us some hooks here. I've taken these boxes out, and I got a video coming out with last month's box where I opened the box on the tailgate of my truck with a rod, and we just threw each one out. And surprisingly, the one I thought was going to be the absolute worst turned out to be the absolute best when it came to catching fish. So keep your eyes out for that box unboxing. That was an unboxing review, and right there on the water, tying them on, throwing them in. Like I said, what I thought was going to be like, look at this piece of junk they sent me. It was great. We caught fish, so I can't argue with that. So these are split tails. This is by Vital. This is Vital Series Z Bait Company. These are little split tails. Again, something that we can put on our spinner bait. Boy, they were putting this spinner bait to work. I mean, everything they got is basically, everything they got coming in here is for this poor little spinner bait to do all the work on these little things. So far, anyway. Maybe there's something else in here that will kind of change that. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Well, I guess I'm wrong. We did get a jig, and it's a white in color. White's always good. You know, I've be honest with you, here in New Jersey, I've not had a lot of success with the lighter colors. The green pumpkins, blacks, and blues, I've done awesome. I've done tremendous with them. And this is a swim style jig. I've not really done well with the whites, but we'll give it a shot. Oh, yeah. What else do we have here? All right. These are one of those things that these just look big to me. These are wacky worm hooks, and pretty cool. Pretty cool. A number 2. That's big, thick, and big. That's a big old hook right there. Says katana. Are they sharp like some of our other Gamakatsus and hooks of that nature? We'll find out about that. A 2-aught. Very big hook. Certainly give you enough there. I mean, look at the size of the eye on those things, guys. Can you see it there? That is a monstrous hook. That is a monstrous hook. But pretty much wacky worm hooks. I mean, you would think they would have sent us some worms, but they didn't. So let's see what else we have here. Monster Bass likes sending these little stickers. This is one. I don't know if this is coming in reverse for you guys. Maybe, maybe not. Hope it isn't. Of course, we have our golden ticket. Oh, they're not getting. They're getting a little flimsy now. We have a 10% off tackle direct, so we may take advantage of that. And we have one other thing in here. This is the Fish Angler app. There's a couple apps that you guys can look at. This is a monster. I guess with Monster Bass, you get free unlimited access. So, you know, that's pretty much it. Box is empty. That box is empty. So a lot of plastic on this one. You know, sometimes you really feel like the box has a ton of value to it. And this one, you know, I'm not really sure. I mean, the hooks look expensive to me, but yeah, it's this one. I mean, I'm cool with the frog. Cool with the frog. You know, it's white here. Like I said, New Jersey. I mean, early in the season the whites kill it, but later in the season they just don't. They just don't seem to attract as much for me anyway. But pretty cool, pretty nice colors. They sent me one frog last month. I'm gonna tell you, it looked like a bathtub toy. It wasn't my favorite. Look, this has a little bit of a cut out there, so I think that one's gonna give us some spit, which is good. So what I like to do with the frogs, and maybe you do too, is as you can see, we got these what the fish are going to think are legs. I like to trim these up maybe just about maybe a half an inch to an inch up, just to kind of reduce some of that possibility of him just kind of nipping on the legs. The other thing I like to do too is I'll take a pair of vice grips and I'll snag right in this bend here, and that I'll pinch that down a little bit. And that will get the hook just to ride up just a little bit more. On the firmer plastics, basically watching videos here on YouTube, believe it or not, if you boil this plastic and let it air cool and then boil it again, the plastic, the rubber will soften and it will make it really easy for this to just collapse. Right now, this hook is laying on these legs. This is going to have to be something where this almost comes up like this. I don't know. I don't like the hook set on this one, to be honest with you. Other ones, you know, these legs can kind of collapse way down. You can see how difficult it is to push that below the hook. And I'm not getting a lot of view on the hook. So that fish really has to come in there and really snag it and bite down. And, you know, I don't know. It just doesn't seem to me that the bass really clamp down on these things so much as they do just kind of try to whole swallow them. So we'll see. I'll give it a shot. You know, I've been giving all the frogs a shot, and we'll see. I've caught a few frogs, caught a few bass on the frogs. It always seems to be pretty natural, you know, like a leopard frog with a little bit of a yellow belly on it and chartreuse colored belly. Those have been really doing the best. As far as, you know, spinner baits, I'm a big fan of spinner baits. I started fishing with one of my buddies. He knows who he is, and he gives me a lot of grief for fishing with spinner baits. Basically tells me every time I pull that thing out, he goes, "Do you see all these guys in this lake?" He goes, "They're all fishing with these." So we need to fish with things that everyone else isn't, because the fish are used to these coming down on them, but they're still super effective. So I love spinner baits, and I'll continue to fish them. So I'll be excited to do this. They put a little rubber band on here, which I think is interesting, to keep your line from sliding up. You know, I was ready to pull that right off, and I think the idea there is to keep the line from coming back up on the wire. These, I got to tell you too, I'm taking a quick look at the key rings on these, and the key rings look good to me. They look really good. And let's see if I can kind of give you a view of that. I know it's moving around a little bit, but some of the key rings on some of the less expensive spinner baits really grab your braided line, and it's so aggravating. I tend to use, when I'm fishing with these, I'll tend to use a heavier braided line, more like a 30 to 40, sometimes even up to a 50, just to get the circumference so I don't hook into those. Other than that, really, everything else is plastic. So really, other than the hooks, the frog, and the spin bait, and the jig, we really didn't only but get 4 potential lures, basically, and 3 lures and 1 hook, one set of hooks. Plenty of plastics, a little bit different than what I'm used to on these boxes. You know, not really able to see the tail on these. Just a kind of a regular straight tail on these. Nothing super exciting. You know, we'll see how that goes. It resembles a little bit of a thinking about it here, but I can't quite get it. Maybe like one of the yums or something like that. But anyway, that's pretty much what we're looking at here. These were interesting. These are the grenades. Let's take a quick look at these, and then we'll call it quits here. Not much to hook into. This is very, 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 very not much to it. Not much to it. So, you know, I'm not really sure how it's going to work, but we'll give them all an opportunity. That's about it here on the YouTube Live. Appreciate you guys stopping by, taking a look. Again, this is the Monster Bass August Box unboxing and review. Like I said, you know, we got a few more lures to throw in the tackle box, but you know, I would say probably other than the frog, which again, a little nervous about the hookup on that. White jig, the white chartreuse on the spinner baits. I think the spinner bait's probably the best part of this box. I mean, I love fishing wacky worms. Do very well with them. This is a big hook set. Believe me, if I'm catching a fish that needs this hook, that's great. I'll give it a shot. It's a big hook. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. Really appreciate it. If you get an opportunity to subscribe, we'd love that. We'd love that. And feel free to comment. If you guys have anything you'd like to talk about when it comes to fishing, I'm all for it. And as I said, I'm kind of a noob. I'm learning as I go. And I know I haven't been putting out too many videos lately, but we have been out there. We're recording. We got some fishing videos coming, and we've picked up a new boat, and we're going to be showing you our modifications on that. Beautiful, beautiful boat. We got a 2001 Javelin multi-species boat, and we are getting that boat prepared to be able to fish absolutely everywhere and anywhere we want to go. So keep looking for those videos. Videos are going to be coming up soon. Again, I really appreciate you guys watching, and hope you enjoyed watching us tear into this monster bass box. So we'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks again for watching. Really appreciate it. Like I said, hit that subscribe. See you on the next one.